This week's assignment is so much fun. I know I'm excited too. This week, you are going to find a story written in a language that you don't know. Many of you are blessed with the ability to read and understand multiple languages. For this week, I'd like for you to think about a language other than those that you don't know, and you're going to find a short story written in that language. Let's go over the instructions together. I'm here on the assignment page, and our objectives for this week is to find a story written in a language that you do not know. You're going to need your computer, you're going to need access to the internet, and you're going to need to be able to open a free PDF. You're going to first find a story that's written in the language you don't understand. At first, you're not going to look for the English translation. The fun of the exercise is finding the book written in its original language and see if you can try to understand what the story is about. Remember to check these reliable websites. I had great luck here. You can also check here and here. If you cannot find any stories, you have trouble, then you're going to want to contact our fantastic librarians and they can help you. When you find the story written in its original language, you want to take a screenshot of the title page and also take a screenshot of one of the pages of the book so that your fellow students can see what you wrote. Then you're going to read the book, understand the book, look at the translation, and then you're going to create a post and you're going to explain to your fellow students what you learned from this experience. Let's pause here for a moment and get caught up. I'm going to do this in real time. So I'm going to go over to that Bloom library. Look at this. Can you even believe it? Look at all these languages that I can, oh my goodness, look at this. So one of the things I can do is consider a language that I'd like to see, or I can look under topics and find topics that are interesting to me, and then look those up and see what short pieces of fiction have been written in that language. We don't want to do nonfiction for this particular assignment, but you can always come back later. We don't want to do, I just want you to find something that is fiction. I've always dreamed of going to Africa, so I clicked around and I found this story. It's a picture book, and I learn visually, as you know, and so I like looking for picture books because that helps me learn. So this is a picture book. It's 18 pages long, so it meets our requirement for that. And I'm going to read it in its original language. First, I take a screenshot of this title page, and I'm sure to crop that image so that it looks nice. I'm not showing the whole screen, just that. Now, I want to go through this book and see if I can understand what the book is about based on the pictures and looking at the language. So I'm looking at the pictures and I'm reading this text and I'm trying to see if I can understand what the book is about. And I'm not going to spend a million hours on this, but I think it's so interesting to see how the rest of the world thinks and see how they write stories and see what they're saying to each other and look at the illustrations that they use and so forth. Now, when I have completed this process, I go back and I look at the translation. I don't want to get a reader. I don't want to pay it any money. I don't want to give it my email address or any of that. So I just click on the PDF. This is the PDF translation, and I go down and I can make a note of the ability to read this and so forth. And I'm going to look at the English translation, and the English translation is above the actual words, which I think is so interesting. I'm going to go through and I'm going to read the book now with an English translation, and then I'm ready to write my post. While I'm thinking about my post and what I want to share with the students in my Cyber Cafe group, I take a screenshot of the last page, which tells the story and the meaning of the story, and I make a screenshot of that page to share in my post. So this is my final post. I include the title image, the book title, cover page, which is the screenshot I made. Then I explain why I chose this particular topic. Then I include the first page of the story itself, written in the original language. Then I want to make sure that I share with my fellow students what the theme of this story is. And I decided after reading this story that the theme is "It takes a village to raise a child," which is another one of those proverbs that is very popular and that I see resonates in literature around the world. So I'm going to post that to my fellow students. And then I'm going to come back on Monday and I'm going to respond to everybody else's posts and see what they chose and what they selected. And remember, of course, in your responses that you will be making next Monday, be kind to people. Pay attention to what they wrote. You know how good it feels when somebody responds to what you wrote and actually takes time to give a response. And I've given a couple of samples. These are very short, but you know what to do. You're good people. So make sure that you respond correctly. So this post is due Sunday by midnight. You will return back to this discussion board on Monday and respond to all of your group members' fabulous posts and see what interesting literature and languages they found and they explored. And once again, if any part of this process is challenging, the librarians are at your beck and call. They love working with students and they can help you if you run into a snag.